Our next video, and in this video we are going to discuss about the typecasting of the variable and see how again the things are changing. So I say x input, input, enter the number, then y is input, enter the second number. Now I want the sum of them, so x plus y, so I write print sum equals plus z. Now see what happens. When you run it, then you enter the number. I enter 100 here and 230 there. So I'm getting the answer as 100 230. Means the interpreter has just concatenated these two values, taking it as integers. So but we are expecting the sum of two integers number, so better you typecast. So write int and then is like int and then put x, so it becomes the x becomes integer, and then here you add int y, so int x plus int y both are added, and then now if you run the program again you will find there will be a problem, but I'll tell you why only after seeing the result. So here I enter 100 and then I enter 200. I find again because concatenation, because z has become now the integer, and here it is concatenation of a string with the integer, which is not permissible, so I also make this one as a string. By doing this, z will also become a string, and then it will be in perfect sync with the concatenation of the two strings. Now everything is fine. Run the program and see the result. So here it is. I enter 100 here and then I enter 200 here, then I got the answer as 300. Again, to elaborate it more precisely, I'll say that suppose I want to find out when the user enters two numbers, one is integer, another is float, then what will be the type of the sum of them. Naturally, we know that when 100 is added to 100.5, then the result is 200.5, which is naturally a float number. So the computer cannot think other than, because the humans have made the computers and the every language, everything is made by the humans, so that it can perfectly sync with what is happening with the real world. So here I say that I convert this to float, and then let's see what's happening. So I run this application, here it is, then it goes, I enter the first number as 120, second number as 120.12. Sorry, I'm entering it at the wrong place. So first I enter 100 here, then I enter 12.45, then you see the answer 112.45. So now it is working perfectly. Same way, if the user have entered a complex number, the complex number is also very important. Now here we see that what will happen if the user enters, or we ask the user to enter the complex number and then print the complex number, print z, sorry, x. Then here you run the application, and when you run the application, then what you observe, then you enter a number 2 plus 8j, which is a complex number, and this is the answer. But we all know that now if I try to convert the x into the integers, then what will happen? Int, what will be the real or integer part when the complex number is typecasted into the integer, what it gives? We will give the real part, because we have been taught in mathematics that a complex number has two parts. One is called the real, another is called the imaginary. Now let's see what's happened. Here I enter number called 12 plus 90j. Then what is printing? Is printing nothing, because it is not possible to typecast a complex number to this. You have to separate the all arguments. So the typecasting is important, but the every typecasting does not make any sense, because you cannot typecast 12.56 to the string, because it doesn't make any sense. Same way, you cannot typecast a complex number to integer, because that also does not make any sense. Now the next one is, if I say that I just try to find out the situation when the user enters two numbers and we want to check which one number is greater. So they will say enter first number, and then I write x is int x. So the x has been typecasted from string to integer and stored back to the x. So now in this condition, you see, if you see what is the type of x before conversion and what is the type of x after conversion. So here it is. Now I run the application. Now you see, enter the first number, I entered 12. So the first x was string, and then it has become the integer. It means the from x string has been taken out and has been placed by converting it into integer and put it back again into the x, and then we find that the type of x has also changed. So in the same way, if I say that if I make this also as float, then it should also change. Definitely it will change, because the way it behaves, it will behave in all time. Now here I entered 8.89. So the first is string, and then the float is not defined. So this is typographical error, it is called float. It is not plot, it has to be float. So now here again I enter 12.98, and now see it has become float. So this is how it works. So I mean to say that instead of wasting so much memory, if we just convert, now here I say that enter the first number, and then the user entered this. Then again I write y is input, enter the second number, and then again y, and I write float y. Then we have to decide which one is bigger. So we will write if x greater than y colon. See, indentation plays a great role in Python. In other programming languages, indentation is just encouraged to enhance the reading the screen, but here it is not the thing. Here the indentation represents the block of the code. So if it is not properly indented, the interpreter will be showing errors and it will not be executed. So here I see that if I find here print, and then I say first number is greater, else print second number is greater. Now when it is done, then you can say print done. Now see what happens when you run the program. Then you have to enter two number. I enter 23.67. Then next time I'll enter 23.68. Then it says second number is greater. So this is how this is also called the if else block. Now see, here it is say indentation is not the multiple of 4. So if you make this one properly like this, then there will be no error. Now here indentation expected, so here also, so this little bit of, now see, missing white spaces around the corner. So these kind of things are very important in indentation, otherwise they do not work properly. Now you see this is fine. Now again it says that add. Now if you make it like this string, just to typecast, so slowly indentation and all these things be able. So the practicing is very much important. If you practice only, then you understand that how the IDE, integrated development environment, behaves, how the language behaves, and how the different in different condition the program can take a different form. Thank you very much. Subscribe to our channel. Keep on learning. Keep on growing.